In this lesson, we'll be learning about and practicing combining integers using an algorithm meeting the requirements for TEKS 63D. As a reminder, an algorithm is a process or set of rules used to solve problems. The best part about it is it's a repeatable method that, if used correctly, will generate correct solutions. The algorithm we'll use for combining integers has two steps. The first step in our algorithm says rewrite problems eliminating double signs. In other words, 4 minus 4, only one sign, nothing for me to do. 4 plus 4, one sign, nothing to do. Negative 4 minus 4, two signs, but they're not next to each other. They're separated by a digit or a number. Nothing for me to do. So what happens though if I see 4 minus negative 4 or negative 4 plus negative 2? When I see minus the negative or add the negative, these are double signs. They're not separated by digits or numbers. And even if there were a set of parentheses, these would still be considered double signs, signs that are immediately next to each other. I need to eliminate that double sign and rewrite the problem. And here's how that works. Minus the negative becomes add. Add the negative becomes subtract. And I'll show you some examples on the coming slides. The two most common types of double signs are subtracting the negative or adding the negative. When I have subtract the negative as my double sign, I change them to addition. So in this problem, 4 minus negative 3 would become 4 plus 3. When I have adding the negative, this double sign, I simply eliminate the adding. So it looks like this and becomes negative 3 minus 4. Those are the two ways I eliminate double signs. Minus the negative is adding. Adding the negative becomes subtracting. Let's take a closer look at 4 minus negative 3. And here's why. Because I want you to understand why. Why does minus the negative become add? How does 4 minus negative 3 make sense when it's rewritten as 4 plus 3? We know 4 plus 3 is 7. Is 4 minus the negative 3 really going to be 7? Let me show you why this makes sense. If I modeled 4 and now I wanted to take away negative 3, I don't have any negatives to take away. So you'll remember I added zeros, 0 pairs, enough of them so I would now have 3 negatives. I haven't changed the value of 4 because I have these 4 counters, and then these 3 pairs are all zeros. 4 and 0 is still 4. However, now I have 3 negatives that I can take away. And when I do, look how many positive counters I have remaining. A total of 7. So I can use a model to show you how it works to 7. But I can also tell you that what we're really doing is reading the subtraction sign as the word opposite. Right? We're reading that right there as opposite. 4 and the opposite of negative 3. Well, what's the opposite of negative 3? Positive 3. So 4 and the opposite of negative 3 is 4 and positive 3. And 4 and positive 3 makes 7. In our other example from earlier, where I had adding the negative, I think this one's a little bit easier to see. If I have 3 negatives, and then I add another 4 negatives, then of course my solution, or sum in this case, is -7. I think we'd agree that altogether we've got 7 negative counters. Cool. So if we just simply eliminate the addition sign and turn this problem into -3 minus 4, we have -3 and -4. 3 negatives and 4 negatives give us -7. It might be easier to see on the number line. If I'm at -3, right, I've moved from 0 already, my 3 places to get to -3, and now it says -4. Well, we know subtraction or negative is left. So if I just go left 4 more places on the number line, I'm going to be right here at -7. So eliminating the addition sign simply makes this into a combining of 2 negative integers. I have so many negatives, and then I have so many more negatives, and so it just keeps getting more negative, further left. Step 2 of our algorithm says combine their values. Once you've rewritten the problem eliminating double signs, now if they share the same sign, add their absolute value and keep the sign they already share. If they have different signs, subtract their absolute values and take the sign from the number with the greater absolute value. So in -4 plus -4, we're first told, in step 1, eliminate double signs. I know that when I add the negative, I eliminate the add, and I keep, in this case, the -4. The signs are now the same. I have a -4 and a -4. The signs are the same. When the signs are the same, I'm supposed to take the absolute value of -4 is 4. The absolute value of -4, again, is 4. When the signs are the same, which they're both negative, I add these together. I get 8. And I keep the sign they already share. Well, both of these integers are negative, so my solution will also be negative. 4 plus 4 is 8. They'll keep the negative sign, so my solution is -8. -4 plus -4 makes -8. So what happens when I have -7 plus 9? -7 plus 9. Do I have double signs? I absolutely don't. One sign is here, the other one is here, separated by a digit, no double signs. I go straight to step 2. The signs of the integers I'm combining are different. I have -7 and +9. When they're different, I find the absolute value. -7 is 7, +9 is 9, and I subtract them. 9 minus 7 is 2. And I take the sign from the integer that had the greater absolute value. The greater absolute value was 9. It came from the +9. So my solution is +2. If I have -4 minus -4, I need to, step 1, eliminate double signs. And minus the negative becomes add. So I have -4 plus 4. Step 2 says, are the signs the same or different? Well, here they look different. I have -4 and I have +4. So when they're different, I take the absolute value of -4, which is 4, and the absolute value of +4, which is also 4, and I subtract them. 4 minus 4 is 0. 4 minus 4 is 0. The signs are different. I would typically take the sign of the number with the greater absolute value, but you'll notice they both had exactly the same absolute value. So there's no sign or symbol for me to take. My answer is 0. -4 minus -4 is 0. -4 take away -4. Well, if you take away what I have, of course I should be at 0. How about an example like -5 minus 3? Do I have double signs? Absolutely not. One sign here, one sign there, a digit in between them. No signs are immediately next to each other. Go straight to step 2. The signs of the integers I'm combining. Here, they're the same. I have -5 and -3. And yes, you're saying, no, that's -3 or take away 3. And I'm telling you that this means minus, it means take away, and it means negative. They're all the same. They're all suggesting a move to the left on a number line. When I'm combining integers of the same sign, I take their absolute value. -5 is 5. -3's absolute value is 3. I add them together. 5 plus 3 is 8. And I keep the sign they already share. Both of them were negative, so the solution is negative. -8. When I have an example like 3 plus -6, step 1 tells me eliminate double signs, which I have. I know that when I have add the negative, I eliminate the addition. And I rewrite my problem as 3 minus 6. Now, step 2 says, are they the same sign or different sign? Well, I see I have 3 or +3, but this looks like -6. Now, you might be saying, no, that says -6, not negative. Minus and negative are the same thing. They're both moving this way on a number line, to the left. So a +3 and a -6, when I combine them, I find absolute values. The absolute value of 3 is 3. The absolute value of -6 is 6. I know when the signs are different, I subtract the absolute values. So 6 minus 3 is 3. I'm now going to take the sign from the number that had the larger absolute value. Well, you can see the larger absolute value is 6, and it came from the -6. So my solution should be -3. 3 minus 6. Think about it. If I have 3 and you take away 6, I'm moving left 6 places from 3 on the number line. 3 places later, I'm at 0. 3 more places, I'm at -3. We'll try one more example. 5 minus -8. Double signs? Yes. Minus the negative becomes add. So 5 plus 8. Now you might be thinking, dude, I know 5 plus 8 is 13. All right, well, let's see what happens. Absolute value of 5 is 5. Absolute value of +8 is 8. Add them when they share the same signs. I add, so I get 13. And I keep the sign they already share, which was positive. So therefore, +13. Now, you'll remember, I've mentioned a few times now, it's sometimes easier to read the subtraction sign as the opposite. 5 and the opposite of -8. 5 and the opposite of -8 would be 5 and +8, which is what we have right here. And 5 plus 8 is 13. 5 minus -8 is +13. Let's go ahead and wrap up the lesson. This lesson was about combining integers using an algorithm, a two-step process or rule that we can repeatedly use to generate correct solutions. Step 1 said to eliminate double signs. Double negative becomes add. Adding the negative becomes subtract. Step 2 says, now when I combine these integers, if they have the same sign, add their absolute values, keep the sign they already share. If they don't share the same sign, the signs are different, subtract their absolute values and take the sign from the number with the greater absolute value.